Hello everyone, this is Anthony Torres' Red Diamond Method here at the Riley. Just give you a quick tutorial on how to use your cable system. This is the Precor FTS Glide. Typically you'll see these right here. These are the handles that most people will use. There's the easiest way to really do. Always I say push the stuff back so that way the other person can find it. It's not over the gym, and that makes it easier for everybody to use it. So I got the handles here. I'm going to start on one side. There should be a little carabiner lock here, and you're just going to open it up and you're just going to lock it in there. Okay? So I'm going to put one on each one of these sides, and this would be your standard cables and standard handles. Now what you want to end up doing is right now it's off. Meaning that if you look over here on the side, you'll be able to see numbers. They're kind of a little light here, so you have to really look in there. But if you look, they're going to go all the way from, it looks on this one, 0 all the way up to 10. So this little blue lever, you just want to push, and that's going to allow you to move this thing up and down and slide it here. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and set this thing up for 7. So we're going to be locked in there, and what you want to make sure you do is go over here and do the same exact thing. Lift it up, lock it into a 7 so you got even positions. Now, people don't like to use these things because they don't really know how to really utilize it. But it's a great system if you really want to get the reps in, and it doesn't really require a spotter, and it doesn't have any heavy weight. Just check and make sure you have the even weight on this thing. Because if you have a 16 on one side and a 9 on another, you're going to have 2 different size pecs. Not really, but you're definitely going to feel the difference. That might throw you off, so make sure you measure. So what I'm going to do is I'm just doing your basic cable fly on this one. So I have the handles that are even. What I like to do is get out to a good lunge position, and this is chest work. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to get this nice squeeze to the chest. Right? I'm going to just draw the arms back and get a nice squeeze here. And now we have a good work on the pecs, and this is what's called a mid cable fly. So just kind of an idea of what you can do with this. Let me show you a little bit of usage here on what you can do with some of these other pieces of equipment. So I'm going to take off these cable handles. Remember, like I said, put everything back here. This is a very useful tool. So if you wanted, this is basically just using one, you don't need 2. And I'm going to hook it up on this side so we can get the best camera angle, I believe. Now, what this has is multiple uses. So I'm getting to a nice squat position, and I'm going to work the back here. The elbows are nice and wide. So an example of what you can do here is a nice squeeze through the back, good back exercise. But one of the most popular exercises you'll see a lot is a tricep movement called a cable press down or tricep press. So I moved it all the way to the top. So this is good for my height. And now I can work here, my triceps. What you don't want to do is this right here. A lot of people do this one. We want just the triceps to work. We're going to lock those elbows in, get a nice good locked position so your core is engaged. And now my triceps can get some great work here on this tricep press. All right. Now, one of the things you have to look at too is, well, maybe you're like, well, that doesn't work for me, Anthony. I'm about 5'7". What if I was like 6 foot? Well, I'm way up here. All you gotta do is adapt it. Just either get you a pad or something down to the knees, and now you can get that same range that you need. So now you can get that tricep press in there. This one has a lot of similar uses to what you just saw on the tricep press. So this is a bar that just clips it onto here. Now the bar can be used, the same thing, tricep movement. So we'll go back to that same tricep movement. All right. So here's one, but the one people like to use this bar a lot for. I'm giving y'all a lot of the standard movements you can do. If you look, there's a ton of exercise you can do on a cable machine. So I'm moving that all the way down to the bottom. Now I got a bicep curl. And I can work the guns. All right. Again, a nice good half squat position here, or upright, as long as you can lock that core and you're working the biceps. You can even move it to here. You see how quick I'm going to make the adjustment? Now I got a row. All right. If you were wanting to work a little bit of leg work, look here. So I bring it in and I'm up. This gives just enough resistance like a deadlift. Same concept. And the way really to benefit on a cable machine is you have a lot of range you can move with this thing. I can move way, way, way back here. So if you're like, oh, I need just a little bit more tension, just move yourself back a little. right? And that's gonna give you that tension you need. It's gonna give you that length you're gonna need. So we're moving into a nice little deadlift movement here. You could use the cable for that, right? This is the one that a lot of people don't really mess with, and it's there. What is this big old bar for? Okay, check. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna lock on the other side here, 1. And it could be a little bit of getting used to moving around with these cables, so I'm gonna leave that guy there. Now, again, I'm at 7 here. I wanna go 7 here. Okay, what am I gonna do with that? Like doing a chest press. We're just gonna take it out here. Oh, there goes me not measuring my weight again. Let's get it even on that one. So I'm gonna do 16, and on this side, 16. Same measurement. So I'm gonna treat it just like if it was a barbell and I was laying down. I'm gonna step out, and now I got a nice press. All right. Some people would prefer this over using the handles because it feels like it's a little bit more stable. Yeah. Now watch this. Move straight back. Now I got a wide pull. Okay. So you could even move it here. Now I can transition right into a bicep curl. Could be here. Not the really preferable, but let's say you're on a time crunch and you need to, like, let me get some bis, let me get some tris in there, let me get a little chest work. I got like 5-6 minutes. Some days we run into that, and I always tell everybody, something is better than nothing. If you got it dropped in here and you did a couple of push-ups, you hit some triceps and biceps because that's what you got the time to do, by all means do it. But check out the video content I'm putting in here. There's short workouts. They'll allow you to get those quick workouts in there. So I'm going to try to give you more tutorials and more advanced movements on these cable machines as we progress on that. But for that, just find those standard movements on that. And of course, another cool resource to always use, just go to Precor FTS Glide, and you can always check those kind of things on YouTube as well, and they'll show you a little bit more tutorials. Don't be afraid to venture out and just learn. The more you learn, the more you apply, the more you'll walk in, you're like, I know how to use that. All right, hope that helps you. We'll see you on the next video.